Make them real. J'adore Dior.
J'adore dar.
Genetic discovery and risk prediction for type 1 diabetes in individuals without high-risk HLA-DR3, DR4 haplotypes.
Why does my pancreas betray me when I don't even have the high-risk genes? Hypotheosis.
Okay, let's talk about something actually important. Most people who get diabetes, like 90%, carry these two high-risk genetic signatures called DR3 and DR4. These are the celebrity genes, the main characters of the story, the ones everyone talks about. The big toucan, the shabuzi. Some would even say the shabuzi with the big toucan on his shoulders. But about 10% of people who develop type 1 have neither. No DR3, no DR4, just plain good old
Vibes.
So the scientists behind the paper basically said, hold on. If these people don't have the famous risk genes, why did their pancreases still betray them? Honestly, this is the same question that keeps me up at night. Yeah, I didn't understand any of this. Now let's take a moment to hear from our amazing sponsors. There's no sponsors. Thank you to our sponsors. Basically, they found some new genes that seem to matter for people who get type 1 diabetes without the usual DR3 or DR4 genes. Then they took those new data points and built a fancy new model, basically just a fancy math score, to predict type 1. And yeah, of course, it's better. It's a little bit better than the old one. I can't wait to explain this to my pancreas.
You never listen.
So I really like the objective of this paper. This paper also made me curious about the human genome and how researchers test that. Stay tuned for more on that next week. But this paper was really hard to understand, and I think it would even be hard for professionals in the genetics field. One example of it being hard is the paper mentions a Python script called munge sumstat.py. Nobody reading this paper has any idea what that file does. Also, it seemed like they were trying to answer many questions at once. Just focus on one question. It's confusing when there are 4 or 5. For this, I'm giving this paper a 1.2 out of 10 on my completely made up type 1 diabetes research score, which puts it in 7th place among all the studies I've reviewed so far. There's a link to the full article in the description. I don't recommend reading this one. Special thanks to the researchers for keeping it publicly available. If you're interested in type 1 diabetes research, subscribe for more.
Okay. Wait, no, one more. I want to do a little high pitched.